What is up, my friends? You are welcome to our match reaction after Liverpool and Aston Villa draw by 2-2 at Villa Park in a game that will be remembered for one thing and one thing only. The night that Darwin Nunez' Liverpool career officially comes to an end, because there's no coming back from that. Look, Darwin isn't the only player out there tonight that needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror, but he is certainly the worst footballer I've seen play for Liverpool Football Club in the number 9 position for a long time. It is inexcusable that you can't pass the ball into an open goal, that you can't decide whether to pass or shoot and end up kicking it behind, that you can't outrun a goalkeeper when you have a 10-yard head start on him, and then, to cap it all off, it is inexcusable that you think it's funny to have a little chuckle with Emi Martinez after the game. That's funny. That's the humour Darwin's in. Well, I tell you what, Darwin, I ain't in that humour, mate. The humour I'm in right now, you don't want to know how I'm feeling, because that is inexcusable. Arne Slot needs to have a little look at that bench of his as well, because we got to start talking about wasted spots on the bench. Why did we sign Chiesa when the manager's no interest in playing him? None. Doesn't give him a look in, doesn't give him a chance. Why? Why are we wasting 140 grand a week on a player the manager doesn't want? I don't know. Why can we not defend a set piece? I don't know. How can we have 17 shots in a game of football and have 3 of them on target? These are all questions that I hope we can get an answer to over the course of the next half an hour, because it was an entertaining game for a neutral, I'm sure. Villa came and had a real good go as well. But that's a game that we should be winning. And we didn't, and we left points on the table. Whether that costs us long term or not, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But I know I don't want to see Darwin Nunez in a Liverpool shirt again. And I'm not saying that just through anger. He doesn't deserve to wear one. He doesn't deserve to be a Liverpool player. He doesn't give a damn. And he can cry arse, go off social media and do whatever he wants. But he showed with his body language and his lack of effort, he doesn't give a damn. So why should I? We're not clinical enough in front of goal. Only Salah who can score, and we're going to lose him. Wanted to win today for my birthday. Shite, said Brandon. Didinho said Darwin is just terrible, a waste of talent. So look, I want to get through some super chats, but I want to get into the points that I want to make as well before I forget. Miss Gakpo today, rather have Chiesa than Darwin. Look, let's talk about the Liverpool options on the bench today. So as fans, we've been told for a long time that Liverpool don't need to improve, can't find improvements, have good enough players, have enough strength in depth. We don't. We have 15 players, and after that the manager doesn't trust the rest. And you don't need to take my word for it. Why is Chiesa never ever played? Why put him on the bench? Why waste everyone's time? Why waste the money? Why begrudge somebody who the manager might bring on an opportunity? It all just stinks and makes no sense. And as for Mr. Darwin Nunez, it's up to everybody how they want to feel and say about it. But I'm going to have my say on it. It is unacceptable that a man on 140 odd grand a week that we paid upwards towards £85 million for can't side foot in a ball to an open net from 7 yards. It's unacceptable that a fella who has pace to burn can't outrun a goalkeeper who he has a 10-yard start on. It's unacceptable that a professional footballer, striker on the edge of a penalty area, can't decide whether to shoot or pass and ends up kicking it behind. And it's also unacceptable that he doesn't know what the offside rule is. Now, I'm sorry, but that is pathetic. It just is. And all the pandering and niceties and singing his name is not going to change the fact that he is not good enough and shouldn't be playing. He has to be sold. We have to go into the market, and Arne Slot needs to start being a bit more honest about the squad that he has, because there is a lot of players there he's no interest in playing, and you don't need fans to tell you that. You can see in the selections. I'd like to know why Slot took Trent off after scoring. It made no sense. Well, look, I'll be really honest about this one as well. I thought Trent was having a shocking game. I thought it's inexcusable that he gives the ball away and jogs back. And doesn't, even then when he gets close to the ball, doesn't start sprinting. Just jogs back. So yes, he got us a goal, and it was a very important goal in the sense of the game. But he wasn't great either. And then to rub salt in the wounds, Bradley looks like he's probably picked up a knock as well. So we've got players who are out on their feet, like Ryan Gravenberch, who, again, could have been rotated for Darwin, or excuse me, for Endo, if the manager felt like it. It's just... we're making it so hard when it doesn't have to be. And you can't have it both ways as a fan. You can't tell people like me and others who want extra signings that we're wrong and we're top of the league when you see stuff like that happen. And you can see Gravenberch is absolutely exhausted. Szoboszlai played his heart out and worked his ass off today. If it wasn't for Mohamed Salah's goals, I don't know where we'd be. But of course, our owners are so stingy they won't even give him a deal. And we as fans are supposed to believe that everything's great and nobody's nervy and nobody's frustrated and nobody behind the scenes is annoyed at it. Come on. Just keep giving encouragement to Arsenal. Jules Verne said, Craig, bummer, but we didn't lose. With you and Darwin, has to go. 8 points clear. We move forward. It's really 5 though. You know? It's really 5. Because Arsenal will most likely win that game in hand. So I think of it, and I think we have to think of it as 5. And then we have Man City on Sunday. And look, they got a whooping tonight, but I'm sure Pep's going to want the reaction from them. We're trying to win a title. We need effort, said Brendan. Crispy Dipper said, has Chiesa nicked Slot's head cream? I don't get it. I don't know either. Poor Chiesa, if Darwin is getting in front of him, said Foxy. It's a team game. We as fans can't just scapegoat Nunez, as bad as he is. Our last 3 performances have been extremely poor considering how we play. So, it's a very fair comment, mate. It's a very fair comment. And you're right. It's not just Nunez. There were performances out there tonight that were laughable. But you just can't keep ignoring it though again. You know, you can't keep ignoring these missed chances. Like, again, we're talking about a professional footballer who can't kick a ball into an open goal. I don't know what else to say on that. Ronnie Rosenthal was better than Darwin, said Carl. Lack of spending will catch up before Arsenal. Some players are unused and some players are overused. Send Nunez to Saudi. Trent can jog on to Madrid as well. Baz said Nunez is a waste of space. Chiesa would have buried that. I would have buried that. You would have buried that. My 13-year-old would have buried that. Owen Dunn said, think we need to have a chat about Jota as well. Look, Jota missed a chance in the first half. And it was awful. But the Darwin one, oh lads. In that little cameo spell from Darwin Nunez there, we've seen a missed open goal, dawdling on a pass that he could have either shot or passed it to Szoboszlai and kicks it behind for a goal kick. Can't outrun a goalkeeper and gets there first, still doesn't get past them or square it, and he's offside again. I mean, take your pick of any of them. I've backed Nunez from day one, like you. Am I wrong for never wanting to see him in a Liverpool shirt ever again? Once again, he's fluffed the win for us. So what really gets to me, though, honestly, is the laughing at the end of it. He should be soul destroyed out there. He should be absolutely gutted that he didn't find a winner for us there. And he's having a laugh with Emi Martinez. And some people are going to try and excuse that. That is awful. As an attitude, it's awful. It just shows he doesn't give a damn. And he plays like he doesn't give a damn. All we need, we all knew we had debt problems. We did nothing. Adam Williams said, changes came at the wrong time, Craig. We were on top. Arsenal have West Ham Forest next 2 games. Potential banana skins. I don't think the West Ham one. The Forest, United, Chelsea ones. Yeah, absolutely. Look, this means one thing today. That you have to now go and win against Manchester City. A draw's no good anymore. We've got to go to to the Etihad and win. It's as simple as that now. No draws, no loss, win. How do you have 17 shots in a game again and 3 on target? Like, that is shocking. And Adam, sorry, I want to bring your comment back up, mate, because I think there's a lot of fairness in what you've said. But do you know what I don't understand, though? Even why do we leave it so long to bring Diaz on? That's another thing I can't understand. Darwin can have a bad game, but looks like he looks like he does have his heart here. I think he meant doesn't. Same for Trent. He's got a goal, but looks like his heart's already at Madrid. So, everything with Trent can be summed up in that one instance that I spoke about. Picks up the ball, tries to play a ball through the centre. It's intercepted by Tyrone Mings. And then he plays the ball forward past Trent, who jogs back to his position. And then even when Villa's second phase of play happens and Trent's only 10 yards away from the play, he's still jogging back to it. And that attitude is unacceptable for any professional footballer, let alone a homegrown Scouser who gives it to Billy Big Bollocks again when he scores. But his attitude was clear as day. He was jogging back. That's unacceptable. There's no one problem today. It's a whole catalogue of errors, silly defending, wrong decision making, and yes, the manager's substitutions as well. I'm worried we will blow this. Look, for what it's worth, I don't think we will blow it. But God almighty, we're making it harder than it needs to be. Was Chiesa a slot signing, though? I mean, it's a very fair question. I think we know the answer. I think we know the answer, and it's no. Because if he was a slot signing, well, we can't use the fitness argument anymore, can we? Because it's like 7 or 8 months into him being here. So clearly, despite what anybody wants to tell us, I think we have to be honest and say he doesn't trust Chiesa. He doesn't. He doesn't trust Endo. Because no sign of him coming on there to make a change in midfield or anything either. And it got to the stage where we were just desperate and hoping. And even at the end, in the last 5-6 minutes, including stoppage time, we didn't do much at all. It was more Villa pushing to get a winner. Ian said, can't defend Nunez anymore. He was like Fernando Torres when he was at Chelsea. Do a swap deal for him and Isak. Yeah. There's no defending it. Matt Kelly said 300k is a lot. Missed my super chat. Did I, Mac? Sorry, mate. Let me fly back and try and find it. There you go. Darwin's always been Darwin. Jota missed a sitter too. Yeah, but come on. There's a difference between Diogo Jota at an angle running towards goal with a keeper coming out at him. And yes, he fluffs the shot. But Darwin had nobody in the net. He had an open goal, and all he had to do was side foot it in, and he somehow skies it at least 7 or 8 feet over the bar. It's a hell of a long way from the chance Jota had, but again, that wasn't good enough either. And I'm sorry I missed that one initially, mate. Apologies. Gary said, I seen 2 things. Arsenal singing Bobby Firmino. Wow, that's weird. Signing, I think you meant, sorry. Look, if his contract is cancelled in Saudi, I guess he becomes a free agent and anybody can sign a free agent. So I've seen the same reports as yourself, Gary, about the possibility of it. Don't know if it'll happen or not. The detective said, we're going through the same phase we went through after drawing with United last season. We need to fix this soon or Arsenal will be right on us. I can't really disagree with a lot like you've said there, mate. Look at our last 7 or 8 games in its own context. Out of the cup to Plymouth, lost to PSV Eindhoven, just limped over the line against Wolves, drew against Everton at the death, and then here today again, put ourselves in a winning position at Villa Park, go 1-0 up and somehow go in at half-time, in a half we dominated, losing 2-1. These things have to be fixed. And again, I know it's of no help to anybody, but this is why you call for signings and squad depth at this point of the season. This is why when you've got a January market and an opportunity to bring in a body in midfield, you try to do it. Unless you're owned by FSG, in which case we get sold the pup that it's a clever, brave, bold decision to not do this. It's fucking laziness and cheapness. And that's all it is. from FSG. So I'm going to rephrase this to let's sell Nunez. Liverpool better be ready with a private jet. And just, look, man, you take no pleasure from going in on one of your own players, but I mean, enough is enough at this point. It's actually incredibly embarrassing, the whole state of affairs there at the moment. Roger said the City Madrid game is lifting my mood right now. Well, they're getting a mauling from what I can understand, but I don't know the latest score. Football Factory said, on a lighter note, Brest are getting absolutely exploited. PSG's long balls are really exposing their shape. Chaz Jam, thank you, mate. Corner Taken quickly said, then again, Arsenal needs to win against West Ham to have a chance in the title race. If they do, it's absolutely over. No, it's look, I get we're all upset tonight and we're frustrated at the result. There's no getting away from that, and everyone's perfectly entitled to be. But let's not forget we are still ahead. And let's not forget that Arsenal still do have their own mini crisis of availability up top. But what this has done, I think, now is make it impossible not to go and win at the Etihad. You know, for me, you have to go and win at the Etihad, and you have to beat Newcastle now. You know, I said before this game tonight, I'd want 7 points from the next 9. 6, maybe. But now it's 2 wins back to back and nothing else. That's it. That's the only solution to do this now. 2 wins, win at the Etihad, and win against Newcastle. And that's easier said than done, right? I agree. Giannis, it's absolutely a must win. We need another gear to switch to. Maybe go full Klopp era sometimes. Endo in the 6, attack heavy. Arne should trust Chiesa and Harvey too. Yep, it's very fair. He doesn't trust Elliott. It's clear as day. Doesn't trust Endo. Clear as day. Doesn't trust Chiesa. Clear as day. 3 spots wasted on the bench. And you and I don't pick the team. You know, us as fans can't decide whether somebody stays or goes at the club. But you can't keep coming out and telling the media and telling the fans that everything's fucking great and everyone's brilliant and there's no dramas behind the scenes at the club and everyone is loved and adored by the manager, when we can see very, very clearly that there are players he doesn't rate. And rightly or wrongly, he's making these decisions. And we're wasting space on the bench. It's nearly laughable that we're being told everyone's loved, trusted and brilliant, but yet Chiesa, not 5 minutes, nothing to change it. Elliott, nothing, just sit on the bench there, lads, and get splinters in your arse. That Brentford game papered over the cracks for Nunez. He's got to go. FSG simply happy with a top 4 finish. That's all that they want. Anthony, thank you. We didn't put in a comment, my man, but thank you. VI Joker said Nunez confidence is low. I understand we're all human, but the lad had to do better. Look, again, for me, a player making mistakes is frustrating and I get it. But the absolute piss-boiling moment for me came at the end of the game when he's having a joke with Emi Martinez. He should be head in hands, heartbroken, distraught at not finding the winner. And he's not. So whatever you're going to say to us fans about how we should treat a player, that is unacceptable. To the travelling fans, to us, to his teammates, to be just have a little chuckle with Emmy. Oh, sure, it's great, isn't it? Do you remember when you out-sprinted me, Emmy? Do you remember when I gave you when you gave me a 10-yard head start and I still couldn't get around you? Do you remember that? No, he's there laughing at him. Fucking joke. Brendan said, Maka with a great game. His corners have been much improved for Robbo and Trent recently. Dom ran a marathon. We look tired. A lot of games soon. I thought Dominic Szoboszlai ran his backside off today. I thought he covered every blade of grass. Maka coming off, yeah, again, you can see he's tired, I agree with you, but I also agree with you very much, Brendan, about your take on the corners. He's a far better delivery than we've seen from Robertson as of late. Ryan said, Craig, let's be real. When people tell me your squad is perfect, that's why. They don't realise that not having good rotation will tire the players. Look, we've been in this position probably more than any other fan base over the last 10 years, where it gets to this time of the season, all the happy clappers tell us that we don't need signings, what are you moaning for, you're top of the league. And then we start to see the tiredness, and we start to see the little injuries and niggles, and we start to see the players the manager doesn't trust in the big moments and on the big occasions, and you couple all of that together. You bring all of that together, and you have the reason people like me scream at FSG for signings. Because we've been here fucking year after year after year, and never do these cheap clowns address it. And never will people call them out for it. They just think it's easier to just ridicule people like me who dare to have a bit of ambition and dare to say, can we not do the same things over and over again every year and hope we don't shit the bed? You know, nobody can tell me that an extra set of legs in midfield there wouldn't make a difference for the run-in. It's clear as day. LLJ said, feel sorry for Mo. He's carrying our attack. Where would we be without him? And they won't give him a deal, which is in itself an indictment of these owners. You know, the man's 5 clear at the top of the Premier League goal scoring charts. Having the season to, well, I was going to say the season of his life, the second best season of his life. Well, I think for goal involvements, actually, maybe the best season of his life. And what do we get? Well, we don't even get to time down to a new deal. No, we have to wait to see if the charlatans over in Boston pay the best forward in the world right now, who wants to stay at the club. But again, you know, these contract situations, they're not a distraction. Trent definitely isn't distracted. No, Trent is playing like a man laser focused on his Liverpool future. Defo not distracted whatsoever. No, sir, not a chance. Shane, thank you, man, for being with us for 16 months. Said, why did we slow down in their box? We were dominant. First half, we were all over the man, and somehow went in 2-1 down. I don't understand how we let that happen. Forwards need to have a good hard look at themselves. Too many games where they simply don't get the job done. Not good enough. The defence needs to as well, though. You know, the defence needs to have a look at themselves, because we can't be conceding, and we can't have our heart in our mouth from every free kick that we give away in wide areas and every corner. Legit Beast said, a strikerless Arsenal wouldn't want Nunez up front. Didinho said PSV and FA Cup losses were with reserves. Yes, but it's still in the run of games, mate. It's still in your psyche as a football club. You know, winning is a habit. Allowing yourself to get into this stuttering form is also a habit. And the nerves kick in. Like, tell me against Wolves at home that you didn't feel that there was some nerves inside the stadium and on the pitch in the second half. So, again, we can't keep being told that everything's great and everyone's fully happy, focused and full of energy, when our own eyes can see that they're human beings, they're tired, and the mental strain is starting to take its toll as well. And we're given so much encouragement now to Arsenal to chase us down. Game in hand, we drew it. Threw it away at the end. A chance here to open a 10-point gap. And yes, it's 8, but it isn't 10, is it? So Arsenal win now, they're back to 5. If we don't win it, the Eddie had it the weekend, then it could be a 3-point lead. We're being too harsh on Trent. I don't know if he goes to Madrid, but he just came with an injury and Grafenberg was covering. I disagree. But I respect your opinion, my friend, but I disagree because I seen Trent do that against Real Madrid when we lost 5-2, when Luka Modric ran past him and he jogged back. So I understand your point, and it's a fair point about him coming back from a niggle. But it was a niggle that kept him out for 2 games that wasn't even confirmed as a proper injury. And that added, he's no problem sprinting to shoot for the goal, but he wouldn't sprint back to defend after he gave the ball away. And that is a problem for me. I think we play too many long balls now. No, I can understand the thought processes, you know. Just need to do better with the second ball. Because a lot of those long balls into Mo today, Mo was getting, but we weren't doing anything after that. And a couple of times those long balls got Darwin in behind again, and he didn't do anything with them. Thank you, Sebastian. It doesn't feel like a celebratory night, mate, to be honest with you. As much as I'm really blown away by the support and 300,000 subscribers, I'd much rather be sitting here with a win as well. But I'm always grateful for your support, but my God, tonight stings a bit. Ashley Dooley said, make it make sense. Arne doesn't trust Chiesa or Elliott, but does trust Darwin. So, I was saying to you guys earlier on, I read, John Aldridge does a regular opinion piece in the Echo, and I read his opinion piece for this week, and he said that he thought Darwin's attitude stunk when he came on against Wolves, and that he was jogging around and he wasn't putting in the effort. And there tonight, that just backs up and intensifies that scrutiny, because he was not only not arsed, he was awful. Awful. And then to laugh with the opposition keeper at the end of it when you could have had a hat-trick. That's just inexcusable to me. Carbon said, Craig, I don't know if you remember me saying we have to get through January and February to win the league. We have a lot of work to do in the summer. Our bench needs a lot of work. I have a recollection of the point that you've made. And look, I think we're all so emotional because of fear of a repeat. Am I right in saying that? You know, we're emotional here because it's like we're being traumatized again with the same wobble at the same point. And we're not helping ourselves. We're not making the best decisions. And I can't understand how Arne can't lean on the likes of Endo to give him 20 in there. Or why you leave it so late to bring Diaz off. And the substitutions didn't add to us in any way today. You know, and in the past we've made changes and they've won us games. Today the substitutions I didn't feel really gave us any impetus other than probably gave more encouragement to Villa as they emptied their bench there as well. You know, at the end they were the one with the outside of the post. Diogo was unlucky with a strike in the second half to hit the crossbar as well. But yeah, man, it's frustrating. Can't remember our last clean sheet. Need to be defensively strong to get wins. Arsenal are no Man City. To win all 13 games, we'll win the league. Look, again, I absolutely think we'll win the league. But this encouragement we're given, it's so avoidable. Thank you. Appreciate that, Giannis. You're very kind, mate. Lee said, it's crazy that he trusts Nunez but not Chiesa. Cameron Jerome better than Darwin Nunez. Shane Bennett said, why do we slow down with Villa? I've done some of these, I think. I'm playing catch up here, sorry. Elmir said, this debrief is critical for my mental health. Gakpo is a must for Sunday. I agree. Momentum was lost. Monkey House said, hey Craig, big love to you and the community. It's one more point on the board. Clear. Klopp's mentality, it's one more than we had. Arsenal have tougher games coming up in 4 weeks time when we have the majority of easy home games. Oh, look, man, I love the optimism and I'm not against a bit of optimism, but it just feels frustrating because, you know, if we were played off the park there tonight or we felt like we got away with the 2-2, I probably feel a bit different. But with the chances that were missed and that damning statistic, 17 shots, 3 on target. Villa had 9 shots, 4 on target. Like, that's wasteful. It's just wasteful. And then, as many have mentioned as well, the lack of clean sheets. Got to try at least draw from the City game. I think we have to go try win it now. You know, a draw and another. Like, if let's assume for 1 second Arsenal win the game they have in hand. That's 5 points. If we draw with City, that makes it 6 points. They win another game, 3. That's too nervy. Too nervy. So for me, we've got to win, but easier said than done. If you look at the draw column in the league table, there's a trend from top to bottom of drawn games, stalemates, teams are suffering deadlocks. I think Arsenal will drop points, I do, but it's just a matter of when they drop them and how much of a buffer we have. On a more positive note, I'm flying from Sweden to watch Liverpool play for the first time. What's something I have to do while I'm in Liverpool? Have some scouts. Yep, have a bowl of scouts, and I'd say pay a visit to the Liverpool Museum if you can. You know, it's free and it's a very, very nice place with some great insight into the history of the city. Congrats on 300k. Disappointing result. I'm mostly concerned that Slot doesn't give the lads a bit of a rest. Should have kept Dan's. Thank you, Giannis, as well. Appreciate you. Thank you. I'm Nunez out now, but I will support him and the rest of the squad until the end. Up to do it the hard way, Red. So look, I'm going to reiterate what I said. I wouldn't put Darwin back on that pitch again for the remainder of the league. I wouldn't. How can you trust them? You can't. You know, it's not just missing. So here's Darwin's numbers. 1 big chance missed, 0 out of 2 dribbles, 9 touches, 0 out of 1 passes, 0 out of 2 ground duels won, and lost possession 5 times. And that's the guy coming off the bench to try and make a difference. I can't defend that. Let's have a look at the man of the match poll. So the options are Ibrahim Konate, Mohamed Salah, Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister. And your Anfield Agenda man of the match with over 6,000 votes cast is Mohamed Salah, who got 49% of the vote. Thank you to everyone that took part. Don't forget, if you'd like to submit your player ratings to be included in our player ratings video, you can do so with the link pinned to the top of the chat right there now. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Manscaped. Check out the Chairman Pro package, face shaving kit, or anything else at manscaped.com and use our code Anfield20 at checkout to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. Or scan the QR code in the bottom corner. Look, I find it very difficult to keep supporting Nunez because it's not just about the performance level, it's that attitude. And I feel like a parent here scolding a child, but it's about an attitude. And you cannot do what you did when you came off the bench and then have a laugh with the opposition goalkeeper at the end of it. He's not even a countryman, like. It's not like he was having a laugh with another Uruguayan. He's having a laugh with an Argentinian goalkeeper who's just beaten him in a foot race to a ball where the striker had a head start, who you've just blazed over when you had an open goal, who you couldn't decide to pass or shoot or kick it out of play. There's no excuse in that. And then having the attitude of jogging around as well. It's bullshit is what it is from Darwin. It is. Sorry, David, mate. I'll fly back to try and find it now. It's been a really busy night, and I certainly didn't intend to miss it, mate, but I apologise. Let me find it. Here we go. I know it's frustrating. Let's get behind the team who've got us in this position. Yeah, I get that, and it's a lovely sentiment, and I know deep down that you're right. But it's difficult when you see similar things happening season after season. But I know you're right, and of course we will all debrief, de-stress from this and figure it out, but they've got to help themselves here as well. And nobody can tell us that this contract situation is not an issue at the club. It is. Whether the club want to admit that or not, it is. What makes me sick is all the main sports channels talking Arsenal still can catch Liverpool, never give us respect. That's because that's what they want to happen. Of course, I understand a broadcaster like Sky or anybody else wanting this title race to go to the wire. Of course I do, but I don't as a Liverpool fan, and I'm sure you don't as well. But even let's push aside Darwin for a minute here and just talk about the bench. Why bring Elliott, Chiesa and Endo when you've no interest in playing them? And that's something that we just can't keep glossing over. The manager's talking about wanting 23 places, and I agree with him. But we don't utilise the squad we have. Don't tell us that we signed Chiesa for the long term. He doesn't want to play him. Just admit this and save £140,000 a week that could be put towards a Virgil extension, a Trent extension, a Mo extension. What good is these bodies if we don't utilise them? Every single one of you watching that game tonight would have gladly seen Chiesa for 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Just to see if he can finally ignite his Liverpool career. Or find a little moment or something to build on. But nope. Same old, same old. Yeah, they will probably come back in the summer, but, it is what it is. So, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is true, he can do one. Said footage has emerged of Nunez not joining the team to applaud the fans. He went in the opposite way and took his jersey off. Now, I don't know if that happened or not because I haven't seen it. But what would make that, if it's true, extra galling is those fans kept singing his name. Because it was winding me up. But they kept doing it. They kept supporting him. And if that clown it did happen, the chat saying it did happen, then he can fuck right off. He doesn't deserve the support of those fans. If he hasn't got the decency to applaud, and they were singing his name constantly. And he doesn't even... lads, I'm sorry. That's just... Laugh with the opposition keeper, shit the bed on the pitch, play like you don't give a damn, and then not even applaud the travelling fans who you've let down, but still sung your name. He can do one. He can do one. There's no defending that. He doesn't give a damn. Arne Slot needs to make an example of him and throw him into the reserves for the rest of the season, because he deserves no support. None, if he's doing that. Again, loads of people are saying it's true, so I have to assume it is true, because these are people who I know aren't on a wind-up, good people who always, give me insight on what's happening and are honest. That's shocking. Ship Nunez to Saudi or somewhere. Never see these missed shots again, tired of them. Wow. How can... Oh, fucking hell. Like, whatever about me or you or anybody else that's gone in on Darwin, if there is one group of people that I would say, hand on heart, have always had that kid's back, it's the travelling fans and the season ticket holders at Anfield and on the Cop. They're always, always, always singing his name, always backing him. And I credit them for it because they're better people than me. Yep. I'm seeing the image now. Yep, Darwin, I see it now. Let me just have a look at this again. One sec. Yep. Absolute fucking prick. No other words for it. How can you support that? I can't show you, mate. I can't show you. I'll get in trouble. I can't. It's on Twitter if you jump onto Twitter, but I can't play the video. I can show you a screenshot of it, but I can't play the video version. So 1 second. I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison. So look, there's our boys over applauding the travelling fans. And there's Darwin Nunez at the same time on the other side of the pitch, walking towards the tunnel away from the fans and the other players. Craig looking at Nunez footage like VAR. I mean, I don't know what to say. You can't condone or support that. You know, £140,000 a week, €100 million of a signing, and that's the attitude. You know, missing sitter, shit in the bed, laughing with the opposition goalkeeper, and then not even applauding the travelling fans who sung your name all the way through when you came on. Doesn't deserve to wear the shirt again. Colin said, Craig, how must Darwin feel? Confidence gone, told he's been sold in the summer. Why would he give a shit? Professional pride, Colin? Maybe. The fact that you're earning £7 or £8 million a year. The fact that the club spent 100 million on you. To give yourself options of more places to move, perhaps. You know, I could go on. But Robbie Fowler on Darwin said, if he flicks it over, he scores a goal. That's why you worry about Darwin Nunez. You wonder if he thinks about the game enough. He doesn't think, does he? VI Joker said, Nunez giving up on the best fans in the world. Where's his heart? Yep. Goes off social media. Moans at fans. And then... See, I'd get it if it was you or me. I'd get it. Because I haven't exactly been covering him in glory tonight. Or singing his praises. But those travelling fans did. And that's what is really shitty about this. Is of all of us... They're the ones that have never, ever, ever stopped backing Darwin. Every game. You hear it. Travelling cop singing the man's name. Every time. They've been brilliant with them. Absolutely brilliant. Far better people than I am. On Ian Runch Instagram right now, comments fans are wanting Nunez out, saying he shouldn't play again. I agree. You know, I agree. For various reasons, but I agree because his attitude stinks. So, let's just say his head doesn't want to be here. Let's just say for 1 second he knows he's going to go and he doesn't want to be here. You surely want to play yourself into a better move. At the very least. Even to just ram it back down people's throats that doubt you. You go out there and you play to the best of your ability and try to get yourself a better move or a move somewhere else that you can prove yourself again. Lads, I don't know what to say. That's awful. Awful. Anyway, I'm going to go record the player ratings video. If you've already submitted your player ratings, thank you. If you haven't done so, you can still do so with the link at the top of the chat. And we'll catch up soon. Much love. Bye-bye.